My name's Sam Edgington, and this is Bass Grade 3 Improvisation for Trinity Rock and Pop. Blues music came from African American communities at the end of the 19th century. A lot of the music that we have now has roots in the blues. It comes from that. An amazing bass player who's brilliant at this, I would definitely recommend you check out, is Donald Duck Dunn. Now, normally with blues, it's often a 12-bar chord sequence known as the 12-bar blues, and all of those chords are dominant sevenths. With this example, it's 8 bars, and we've only got dominant sevenths in bar 3 and 7. When we're playing the blues, we need to keep it laid back, almost lazy feel. We're going to be playing swung quavers. Now, swung quavers, the second quaver feels slightly later. We've got an almost triplet feel as we play them. This is an example of straight quavers. This is an example of triplet quavers. So what we're going to do is almost tie the first two together. We're going to walk through the changes, which means that we're going to play crotchets, and for each one we're going to play major scale chord tones and sometimes the flat sevens. You've got to really lean into the crotchets and always hear the triplet feel. If we play quavers or quaver fills, then they're going to need to be swung, and we can add some skips and light fills, but not too much of that. So an example would be we could play 1, 3, 5 over G, and then 8, which is the high octave or back to the root, and then do the same for D. Sound a bit like this. After a while that could sound a little bit pedestrian and dull. So what we also need to do is put in some other movement and perhaps even some chromaticism. So over bar 3 and bar 4, you could perhaps play from the G walking down to the C. So you'd need to play the G with the F natural, which is the flat 7 of G7, and then D, C sharp, C, moving down to the C. So it would sound a bit like this. For the first 2 times, we're going to play the walking bass, moving through the chords. After that, we're going to do a little bass solo. Now, for the improvising of the bass solo, there are a couple of scales we can use. One would be the blues scale, G blues scale. You've got to be a bit careful with that because it's got a flat 5th and the flat 3rd, which is going to clash with some of the chords. So you could also use G major pentatonic scale. Trust your ears and see how you get on with it.